Some people believe football is a matter of life and death. I'm very disappointed with that attitude. I can assure you, it is much, much more important than that. You can sum up this sport in 2 words. You never know. Football's football. If that weren't the case, it wouldn't be the game that it is. The first 90 minutes of a football match are the most important. Football is a simple game. 22 men chase a ball for 90 minutes and at the end, the Germans win. The World Cup is a truly international event. They've flown in from all over the world, have the rest of the world. And now that the formalities are over, we'll have the national anthems. Brazil, they're so good, it's like they are running around the pitch playing with themselves. They're the second best team in the world, and there's no higher praise than that. The Germans only have one player under 22, and he's 23. Germany are a very difficult team to play. They had 11 internationals out there today. Belgium are outside dark favourites to win the group. The Belgians will play like their fellow Scandinavians, Denmark and Sweden. All the cul-de-sacs are closed for Scotland. Northern Ireland wearing white, which was quite appropriate because 3 inches of snow had to be cleared from the pitch before kick-off. The candle is very much in the melting pot. George Best, any observations? He spent a lot of money on booze, birds and fast cars. The rest they just squandered. George Best there. Nobody in football should be called a genius. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein. Ron Atkinson. I think one of these teams could win this. I would not be bothered if we lost every game as long as we win. Thanks, Rob. The unexpected is always likely to happen. I never make predictions and I never will. I'm going to make a prediction. It could go either way. The atmosphere here is thick and fast. None of the players are wearing earrings. Kjellberg with his contact lenses is the closest we can get. We don't want our players to be monks. We want them to be better football players because a monk doesn't play at this level. Apparently, Clint Dempsey is a freestyle rapper, whatever that means. If Glenn Hoddle had been any other nationality, he would have had 70 or 80 caps for England. I'd say he's the best in Europe, if you put me on the fence. Frank Lampard has still got the same legs he had 5 years ago. The ageless Teddy Sheringham, 37 now. He's 21 this year. Last year he was 30. Venison and Butcher are as brave as 2 peas in a pod. I don't want Rooney to leave these shores, but if he does, I think he'll go abroad. Ian Rush. I couldn't settle in Italy. It was like living in a foreign country. Thanks, Ian. A great observation from a great goal scorer. I'd like to play for an Italian club, like Barcelona. Didier Drogba's just a big, lovable lump. Graham Norton seemed to get inside him last night. Most of the players will be wearing rubbers tonight. For such a small man, Maradona gets great elevation on his balls. He dribbles a lot and the opposition doesn't like it. In fact, you can see it all over their faces. I don't think there is anybody bigger or smaller than Maradona. I would not say that David Ginola is the best left winger in the Premiership, but there are none better. Roy Keane, his face punches the air. He's not only a good player, but he's spiteful in the nicest sense of the word. Let's just close our eyes and see what happens. And with 4 minutes gone, the score is already 0-0. This game's had more twists in it than a rattlesnake with a hernia. Oh! That was only a yard away from being an inch-perfect pass. He had an eternity to play that ball, but he took too long over it. Strangely, in slow motion replay, that ball seemed to hang in the air for even longer. And it's headed away by John Clark using his head. That shot might not have been as good as it might have been. Then the lad got overexcited when he saw the whites of the goalpost's eyes. In a sense, it's a one-man show, except there are two men involved, Hartson and Berkovic, and a third man, the goalkeeper. He showed him Cesena, gets it on his left-hand foot. He showed him the left leg, then the right. Where's the ball, the defender asked. It's up his sleeve. Oh, what a time to score. 27 minutes. To win, you have to score one more goal than your opponent. Gary Lineker has now scored 37 goals. That is precisely twice as many as last year. It's sometimes easier to defend a one-goal lead than a two-goal lead. Not the first half you might have expected, even though the score might suggest that it was. I look forward to hearing from the silent majority. So I hand it back to some prick in the studio and his gusset of pundit cunts. Gary. Oh, thanks, Mossy, you total and undeserving cunt. If you close your eyes, you couldn't tell the difference between the two sides. If we played like this every week, we wouldn't be so inconsistent. You couldn't count the number of moves Alan Ball made. I counted 4 and possibly 5. Alan, if you come to a fork in the road, take it. It's all about the 2 M's, movement and positioning. Julian Dix is everywhere. It's like they've got 11 dicks on the field. Sometimes you want Overton to open his legs and do something a bit exciting. Righty. Footballers these days often have to use their feet. There are 2 ways of getting the ball. One is from your own teammates, and that's the only way. Brian Clough. I wouldn't say I was the best manager in the business, but I was in the top 1. Thanks, Brian. He's got a bit of self-belief in himself. The one significant change is, in fact, the second significant change. So it looks like the players are coming out for the second half. So it's back to Cunty the Mott. If history repeats itself, I should think we can expect the same thing again. I say. Thanks, guys, and Merry Christmas. It's so different from the scenes in 1872 at the Cup final none of us can remember. That was in the past. Now we're in the future. Now Sandro's holding his face, you can tell from that. It's a knee injury. He's got a knock on his shin there, just above the knee. I've never had major knee surgery on any other part of my body. You can visibly hear the strain in his voice. In some ways, cramp is worse than having a broken leg. Oh, not only has he shown Junior Lewis the red card, but he sent him off. Whether that was a penalty or not, the referee thought otherwise. It's so daft, it's almost stupid. The trouble with referees is that they don't just care which side wins. I never comment on referees, and I'm not going to break the habit of a lifetime for that prat. That's a fantastic penalty, but he'll be gutted it went wide. If you're not sure what to do with the ball, just pop it in the net. And Seaman, just like a falling oak, manages to change direction. Oh, that would have been a goal had it gone inside the post. Oh, the ball goes down the keeper's throat where it hits him on the knees, to say the least. Peter Shilton conceded 5, and you don't get many of those to the dozen. He's pulling him off. The Spanish manager is pulling his captain off. Oh, there'll be no siestas in Madrid tonight. Sometimes you're the pigeon and sometimes you're the statue. Northern Ireland are 10 minutes away from their finest victory. There's 15 minutes to go here. Giroud scored a brilliant header with the last kick of the game. They were numerically outnumbered. We didn't lose the game, we just ran out of time. The goals made such a difference to the way this game went. We had a good team on paper. Unfortunately, the game was played on grass. We must have had 99% of the match. It was the other 3% that cost us. You either win or you lose. There's no in between. There is no in between. You're either good or you're bad. We were in between. What will you do when you leave football, Jack? Will you stay in football? When seagulls follow the trawler, it is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. I don't really know what's happening, Jeff. I think it's all over. It is now. Alright. I know you're going to cut me off for the fucking duffel coat, but it was the closest thing I could get to a sheepskin to, you know, be a fucking football commentator. But then you're going to say, well, okay, fair enough. Why have you got a fucking duffel coat in the first place, cunt? I can't answer that. I just can't. But I know it's a little bit long this week, and I keep trying to cut the fucking things down, but there's so many funny fucking cunts that talk shit out there that you just have to include them. Anyway, as we keep saying, as I keep saying, keep safe, keep well, fuck knows when this is going to end. Enjoy a little drinky poos every now and then.